My name's Michael Render, they call me Killer Mike, and this is Conversate. I just want to conversate. I just want to conversate, which I want to convert. Conversate. Hey, welcome to Conversate with Killer Mike. I'm Killer Mike. That's my man,
Cutmaster Swiff.
Oh man, and today, man, we have a man, someone who I find incredibly interesting and have been waiting a long time to talk about. His name is Pimpin Ken. Ken is a cultural figure who has spent decades studying power, discipline, masculinity, and self-mastery through the lens most people misunderstand. Beyond the caricature, his work focuses on structure, control, leadership, and accountability, especially for men, navigating a world that feels increasingly unstable. Now, I know you guys are gonna say, man, that's a pretty stellar introduction for a nigga that's a pimp. But I'd like to start this conversation by saying in your book, Pimpology, and I want you to talk about this, but the 48th chapter, right. You wrote this, and I just want to give you the acknowledgement of writing this first. So I'm going to read this if you guys will allow me to. This, and remember, I'm dyslexic. Don't beat me up too bad, you guys. The life. The older I got, the sharper I thought I was getting. But as my man Big Phil used to say to me, you're getting duller. You tend to get slower as you slip more, the longer you stay in the game. The game gets tired. That's why I knew I always have to have an exit plan ready to go. If you think you're going to take information in this book and be the next Pimpin Ken, I'm gonna read that one again. If you think you're gonna take information from this book and be the next Pimpin Ken, think again. Pimping hoes like we did back in the day is really a thing of the past. Yeah. Pimping hoes like we did in the back of the day, like back in the day, is really a thing of the past. Right. The so-called pimp game that's being played today ain't shit compared to what it used to be. I haven't pimped on hoes for a while. I'm not showing any disrespect to those who's still doing that. But if you can't figure out how to flip the script and pimp on something that can really make you rich, something that is legal and can make sure that you never have to work again, then you really shouldn't call yourself a pimp.
How long ago did you write this?
Man, that came out in 08, but I wrote it probably 07.
So you wrote this,
right?
07, this is nearly 20 years ago. You essentially saying, as a person who's profited from the trade of peddling flesh, this game is dead, fellas. Young men, don't take yourself into it and apply what you can towards something legitimate, and you can prosper from that. And that could be called pimping. But the game of being a broker in between a trick and somebody who was wanting a good time and the woman that had the power to give them that, those days are gone.
Yes, and let me give you a fun fact. What's so ironic about the situation, Brother Mike, is that most people that read the book, they read it to become a pimp.
Try to be one.
And they end up becoming the pimp. It's 48 chapters. The 48th chapter is the less regarded chapter in the whole book. They don't even take that into account, what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And I had to be a modern day Nostradamus because I predicted that the game was over.
Yeah.
And now you look at what's going on with human trafficking, you get 15 to life. When we was doing it, the police would ride up on us, they say, man, you and your girlfriend go home.
Gotcha.
Now these guys are getting life just from sitting in the car.
If you look at the state of Georgia, our current governors, our first lady, Marty Kemp, her mission is to end human trafficking in the state of Georgia. So
y'all had the first big case with Atlanta Red, Scooby, and Sir Charles. Charles is almost 80 years old. He's still in prison from when he got his case in 2000 for pimping.
For all you guys who hear about rapping, you've heard me rap that name, Sir Charles. I tell you used to come out of the Screaming Wheels skating rink, and you'll come out the skating rink for seeing Yo-Yo or somebody they bring it through, and it'd be a line of cars, women, and men. And Sir Charles was one of the men I've seen in my life later on my own eyes. But talk about that case when you talk about Red and Charles.
So really, really pimping in the South. So we did a movie called Pimps Up, Hoes Down.
Yes, sir. And you denounced these that movie.
Yeah. Well, the chapter 48 was a denouncement, of the Pimps Up, Hoes Down American Pimp. However, I didn't really officially denounce it until I got on, I believe it was Breakfast Club, because I know that was a major platform. So I denounced it with Charlemagne. Charlemagne said, why would you denounce pimping? And I explained to him, I said, if you look at New Jack City and you look at Scarface.
Yeah.
At the time that those movies came out, think about it. It was the same time they came out with the new law, which is the 85% law. And then years later, you had the crime bill, the crime bill, that basically essentially, targeted African Americans. So you start seeing mass incarceration. America's 5% of the world's population, but have 25% of the world's incarceration. Out of the African Americans in this country, we have a 13% population here, north of 40 million. Out of that 40 million, only 6% of that is eligibility that can go to prison. So 6%, listen to my math, 6% of the people is eligible, but yet 25% of the people is incarcerated in the world. 12.5% of that is African Americans. That means that over 1 million plus African Americans are incarcerated, but with a ratio of only 6%. And this is disregarding old folks, disability, and women and children. So that is a travesty. In 1978, I believe, if my statistics is right, my math is right, about 200,000 people was incarcerated. From 1978 to 2026, you got 2.5 million people in prison. That is by design, my brother. You used to have about 4,000 federal statutes on the federal statute books. Now it's over 5. They added another 1,000 statutes, and all of them is geared towards African Americans. The crack laws, the trigger lock laws, all these laws were specifically geared towards us because of mass incarceration. And it's another thing that we need to call into the play is CCA, Correctional Corporation of America. So how do that ties into the Scarface? So Scarface Hollywood is always complicit. It was a ploy, I believe, to inspire drug dealing in this country, right? Because after Scarface, a lot of people became drug dealers. And then after that, you get New Jack City. Everybody started taking over projects. And after that came the laws. Me and Too Short talked about that in my movie, From the Ghetto Streets of Sex Street. Remember you called me, told me you liked that movie?
Yeah.
Okay, that was the same movie. And remember Too Short said first it was the drugs, and then after drugs came the guns, because you had to protect. Then after that was the laws.
Yeah.
And a lot of African Americans got incarcerated because of that. So with pimping was the same thing. They see how good it worked with the drugs. So brothers say, I ain't selling drugs no more, man. You get life. So they start talking about they were pimping. So Hollywood, with some people, HBO came to me and Bishop and all of us and said they want to do Pimps Up, Hoes Down. We wanted to learn more about the culture. Then the Hughes brother came with American Pimp. They wanted to learn more about the culture. Right after that, ironically, you see on 2020, they keep talking about this thing called human trafficking. After Snoop Dogg became a pimp, Nelly got Pimp Juice, T.I. got Pimp Squad Click, 50 Cent PIMP, boom, they hit the African American community. Now you got bukus of young brothers in jail for human trafficking. And we fall for the trick every time. We wanted to be Scarface, but Too Short said something very interesting in that movie that you watch. He said, the only thing about us, he said, the Italians, they legalized their money. We bought gold and jewelry. So that's why I denounced Pimps Up, Hold Down, because, Hollywood has used it, and it was used as I believe in my own mind, as social engineering African Americans into the penitentiary.
Gotcha. Wait, so I get. Somebody's gonna say, man, how audacious of him. Mm-hmm. He has some audacity after what he's did to girls. I'm sure some young girls after the commitment of crime he's done. He has some audacity blaming this on Hollywood. Yeah. He has some audacity blaming it on cinema. Like, what do you say to those that say that you've been complicit in, therefore you're always guilty of? They don't believe that Saul became Paul and a Christian killer became a disciple. What do you say to that?
Well, if you go back to the gangster movies, the Al Capone, the Lucky Luciano, they said the same thing then. So when a white man says it's cool, they do it. It's a problem, we do it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I said that's the problem because it's facts. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it was facts. And they said the same thing, that Hollywood, kind of punctuated the gangsterism in the 1920s and 30s. And a lot of Italians wanted to be, just like we wanted to be pimps and gangsters and hoes and street people, they wanted to be mafiosos.
Al Capone.
So Hollywood, I mean, perception is reality, right? No matter how you look at it, you know, it's easy for a man to believe the lie that was told 1,000 times than to believe the truth that was told for the first time. Yeah. That's why Christianity and Islam has a problem.
Yeah. So media is dangerous. I wanted to go back to talking about you named some people. Like, so in Atlanta, a lot of people understand Atlanta is the culmination of basically all black culture in this country. Everybody here ain't from here. Right. And everybody here, though, that's black has brought something that made this a richer, deeper cultural experience. You know,
right.
You can mess around, meet somebody from Chicago that brings positive elements from Chicago. My grandmother came from deep south in Tuskegee. Grandfather came from Eaton. So, but what I noticed with Atlanta is you get it all right next to each other. If you're on Auburn Avenue, you can see the King Center and you can see right where Pimps and Hoes used to stroll right next to the numbers running.
That was Sir Charles. That was his stuffing ground. Auburn Avenue.
Okay, so now we know Mike don't be lying in his rap. So I'm a kid. No bullshit, because a lot of y'all niggas be talking the street shit, and y'all, I don't be knowing the fuck y'all be talking about. I ain't saying you don't have your numbers right and shit, but when you talk about Atlanta, before Atlanta was ever BMF city, meaning drug dealers were the heroes, it was a pimping whole town. And the people that even the drug dealers looked up to were the Sir Charles, were the Reds. And these men got sent away. And I remember hearing about, they were being sent away for a long time, forever. And that's when I understood that something had changed. Because I remember in the 90s reading Iceberg Slim books, Donald Goins books, and you would read these fictional books and some factual when you start talking about Iceberg Slim, about the game and what it was. Iceberg Slim's book, Pimp, really struck me as a kid because he talked about his mother making a decision that would change his life forever. And in my mind, it structured how he dealt with women. His mother had a man that was crazy about her, just a fool for her. Took care of him, took care of her, and she ended up falling in love with a younger player type from Chicago. Right. Followed that young man back to Chicago, and life just fell into despair. I think the other man had died. Right. But even though Robert Beck, later Iceberg Slim, ended up going to Tuskegee University, dropped out, entered a life of pimping, became a diehard Stone Cold Mac, some would say. But I always felt like, what if that life wouldn't have happened? What if he would have just been allowed to live a square life, be raised by a good man, and he wouldn't have had, because I believe there was secret anger with his mother with him. You know, that's just my deeper analysis into him. Did you read that book? How did it make you feel? Does it feel true? And what experiences brought you to a life of
pimping?
Yes, sir.
So everybody talk about the trauma side on the female side, right? You know, women being abused and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Coming up in abusive homes and stuff like that, right? Well, you know, when I look at, I did a forensic on my life. I looked at, you know, when I was 3 years old, my babysitter, a female, she molested me, you know what I'm saying? And that made me have a disdain towards women. You dig what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
And then I got older and I had a girlfriend. Her name was Jackie. Beautiful, you know. I was in love with her. You know, if that's what's the word, I think I was in love. I might have been puppy love or something.
Yeah.
But she ended up having sex with the older dude that lived downstairs from her. She stayed upstairs and I caught him having sex. That kind of gave me a disdain for women.
Yeah.
And my brother, he went to jail. And when he went to jail, my mama came to see him every day. I had abandonment issue. I said, I want to go to jail. I want that attention my brother got. So eventually I ended up in jail. My mama come see me one time. So I had a disdain for my mama as well.
Yeah.
So then I met a brother by the name of Pimpin Pope when I was in the prison. And I said, man, why are you here with me? You supposed to be a pimp. Aren't you supposed to, the whole supposed to be taking care of your business? He said, guy jumped on my car and I shot him up off the car. And I knew the dude, his name was Sam, but he eventually became Pimp. So I grew up with him on the east side. So Sam had met a girl named, I believe her name was Juanita. He got her from Pope. He knocked him, you know, she chews up. And when he got her, she ended up wiping his ass when he got ready to take, after he got through taking the shit, grab his dick and hold his dick when he pissing and light his cigarettes. That's just how the game went. It's order. The pimp game is structure. It's order. I didn't know that. Even though I had experiences with the game, I didn't know that. So Pimpin' Poke said, you got to go to the doctor and have a triple bypass. You got to have all the sympathy removed out your heart when you're dealing with females. You know, a heart is an organ that a pimp can't afford.
Yeah.
You know, you can't have no heart, right? And I was already had this disdain in my heart, you know, for women. I was mad because mama ain't come see me. And he was telling me that all the stuff that this chick Juanita was doing for Sam, that was how the gang go. He said, don't make a difference she ugly or she pretty. He said, but she got to be under instruction. She got to, you know, bow down to the game. So that's when I got that. But before that, you know, my first experience with a prostitute, I got my friend JD gave me a chick. I was 16. Her name was Dirty Red. Yeah. You know, and so Dirty Red, I talk about that in the chapter. She was my first girl. Yeah. But I didn't know the game though, Mike. It didn't get serious until I met this pimp named Pimpin' Poke. At that point, I had zero love for a bitch. I had zero love for women. I didn't take women serious. Yeah. You know, and that was what made me a successful pimp. Because women, you know what I'm saying? I mean, God gave a woman the same thing he gave a skunk, a white stripe in the belly full of funk. See, women are so strong and so manipulative when they want to be, right? If they don't want to be your wife, you know, those of us who understand women, hear women, they know if a woman could be she could be the best thing for you, she could be the worst thing for you. I'm talking about cutting your car, busting your window, all that stuff can happen, right? So that's one of the things that a woman got. Then God gave another woman, God gave a woman something else that a man don't have. That's emotionalism. That's why she can take care of crying baby. We can't deal with crying. She can have a period. She can have a baby, which I don't think no man on the planet can bear a baby, right? The pain of bearing a baby. So I had to desensitize myself, and that's what made me cold, right? And I had women, right, that was so beautiful, Mike. It was so beautiful, bro, that I'm keeping this one to myself. This one is too cold, right? But you understand me? I had to go back to what the OG taught me. You know what I'm saying? You got to have a triple bypass. You can't have no sympathy in your heart.
Now, some people are gonna be watching this, like Ashley's on the other side. They're like, I don't believe these niggas got this nigga on here, and I let these niggas talk me into this. But Ashley's her dad was a G, so she get it. But I'm gonna say this: like a lot of people on the other side of the camera right now are gonna say, "What in the hell is Mike doing?" Mike is personifying pimpdom. He's giving Ken a platform again. But I asked you here today because I see a growing and swelling community of, in particular, I like Second Amendment stuff. I like guns. I mean, yeah. So pills be looking at niggas like guns. Like, what's wrong with you niggas? But in the white Second Amendment community, there's a return to alpha maledom. They ain't like, we can't just own guns. We can't be fat with the guns. We gotta lose some weight. You know, I've been losing the weight. You gotta hike with your rifle, all that kind of shit. But there's a growing sentiment of white boys who really hard up on stoicism, you know, self-development, discipline, logic. That. Yeah, red pill, exactly. So you seeing them, but they saying shit that I saw you say, Charles say, Red say, School say, and they're charging people for it.
It's a double standard. Can I speak to your ladies right quick? Ladies, I'm a changed man, right? I'm no longer a pimp. But check this out, though.
Are they still hoes, though?
No, I don't deal with no hoes. Okay. But check this out. Ladies, let me tell you, I'm finna break your heart. I've been breaking a lot of hearts. I'm gonna break your heart one more time before I finally retire on this thing. Malcolm X was a pimp. Y'all love Malcolm. Malcolm made a change, but when, like I said, it's cool when they do it, but it's a problem when Ken do it. Yeah. Y'all love Malcolm. Y'all got Malcolm hanging on your wall. Malcolm was a pimp. So newsflash, if you hate me, you need to hate Malcolm as well.
Damn.
You understand what I'm saying? Now that's how, but now here's the problem, sisters. 85% of you sisters out there are single parent. Y'all have no man in the house. And guess what? You can blame Ken, you can blame the white man, you can blame whoever you want to blame. But y'all are raising the killers. Where's all these drills coming from? Where's all this killing coming from? Who are the drug dealers? It's your son. Okay? So you're raising a killer. The problem is you need a man in the house. We need to reunite the black man and the black woman, and we need to come back together, and we need to raise. My mom and daddy raised me,
Preach.
right? My mom and daddy raised me. My father gave me a choice. You know what I'm saying? Either I can do this or do that. And I got whips like slaves on my back. I got whipped with a extension cord. My daddy beat the hell out of me. I just loved the game. You know, I love the game so much. He couldn't beat me from out of the game. But I want the women to know that they are raising the killers.
Now,
But think about it though.
I gotta inject this because Brother Dunn gonna call me now. Malcolm X joined the Nation of Islam. He learned under the most honorable Elijah Muhammad.
Yeah.
Who was taught by God in the person of man, Master Muhammad. So I don't want nobody coming down on me as much as saying I believe these brothers fundamentally changed. But if you niggas want to be Malcolm, I better see you at mosque number 15.
Mr. Farrakhan said that. Mr. Farrakhan say that all the time. That's why I got that statement from.
That's real.
He said, why y'all tripping on so and so when Malcolm was a pimp?
But I want you to bring your butt through the doors. We want to see you at mosque 15. That's gonna keep me good in my hood. I don't want to get bad in my hood.
No. Brothers know I'm Moorish American.
Now, hey, come on now.
You understand? I'm a Mo. I've been a Mo since 76.
Hey.
So you understand me? I understand.
Y'all don't even understand. We talking about. Just trust me. We good.
Yeah.
I want to say. I do fundamentally believe you've grown and changed, because I told Swift, man, I said, Ken, so I ain't heard really Ken talk about pimping and shit over 15, 16 years. And I say, man, he's the only guy that I saw in those movies who I've seen become a legitimate businessman, and I've seen parent. There's another guy, I got a brother named T. I won't even say his other initial out of Vegas, man. I saw him grow out of pimpdom into restaurant ownership, into taking care of his son, sending him to college. I seen you do similar. I was on the phone with you as the police pull you and your son over.
Yeah.
And I wasn't listening to a pimp or a player. I was listening to a parent communicate with an officer while his child was being stopped and searched. And you did it with such a calm, with such an ease, with such a resolve that when you... Yep, this is the other day.
Where were y'all at?
He was in Texas.
We was in Texas.
Oh, okay.
So we are, but I'm talking to him. And my father, it was like hearing my father talk to me. You know what I mean? And I was in that moment. What I understood is no matter what profession you'd held, no matter what you retired from doing, in that moment, your sense of logic, your stability, your calm gave that boy, that young man, a rock to lean upon as the police were potentially violating rights, were suspicious of, but they were respectful. I got to say that. So when I hear you give that speech to women, and a lot of people are giving that speech, a lot of men give that speech and they want to down women. A lot of men give that speech and it's to say it's your fault. I hear the speech you're giving, but what I've seen you do in addition to that speech is I've seen you tell young men the pimp game is dead. Take that talent and take it somewhere else. I've seen you father your own son through peril, through circumstance, all of them. But I'm saying this is the one I witnessed. I've seen you keep it honest with the community of character, because hip hop is a character. We want to be drug dealers, we want to be pimps, we want to be things, movies and other things that influence us. I've seen you keep it real with, hey, this is who I am, and I almost talk those like little brothers, like, oh, you want to do this, and I see a value in that. And that value is being bought in other communities and it's being sold as other things. But the way you bring the value is honest, it's respectful, it's remorseful, and I think is needed. So would you advise the women that you were just talking to and the women that we know, because they are cousins, they are aunts, they are mothers, would you advise them to find a mentor?
No, this was what I wanted to say, to the women, right? Sisters, the other part of that, right, is that the lion is the most notorious animal in the kingdom. But what makes the lion the most notorious is not his claws, nor is his veins in his mouth. That ain't what makes him notorious. What makes him notorious is his roar. What makes a man is not that he can hit you in your mouth or he can work hard all day. It's his Adam apple. That's what's going on. The child is prone to that Adam's apple. That's what makes a child sit down. If Mike tell his kids to sit down and his wife tell them to sit down, it's a different sit down. And the first thing she say when they get on her nerves, she said, I'm gonna tell your daddy. You understand what I'm saying? So that's why it's so essential and it's so important that we reunite the black family. Before, this brother, he talk about Martin Luther King all the time. Before the 60s, the black families was well intact. Brother Wesley Muhammad and Brother Nori Muhammad talks about the counterinsurgency drugs that was put into our community. You can't have a resurgence, so you can't have a revolution if you high on PCP or high on heroin. So all of these things are things that we got to understand. It was a concerted effort to take the African-American man out the household. And a lot of sisters, they joined the liberation movement in the 1970s because after affirmative action, the first thing the sisters say is that, I want to be free too. I want to be liberated.
We're talking about the women's liberation movement, which was headed by Gloria Steinem. Susan B. Anthony.
Yeah, 1920. So the original, but what black women did, unlike white women, black women put on the tie, cut their hair short, and they wanted to act like white men.
Gotcha.
See what I'm saying? So that's when you start seeing the disconnect. The black woman is the only woman that say, I don't need no man. You could be having a conversation with a sister, you say, I don't need a man. A white woman know that she needed a man because the white woman's smart enough to know that, if I marry a man, that I get 50%. I get 50% of that income. You know what I'm saying? I marry. It's a contract. Marriage is a bad contract. Because
hold on, what you just say?
It's a bad contract.
Hold on, let me pause real quick. Shay, that's all I'll be trying to say. I think after a few years, you should be able to renegotiate marriage contract.
You gonna get
no, because the contract. If Mike got everything he got,
I'm not gonna say this.
If Mike got everything he got, and he made but it could be for the woman too. The woman could be well off too. Like Katrina
That
Boston.
shit don't work for me.
Hey, look, but we got to run a debate. I think marriage should be a renegotiable contract.
Yeah, I don't want to take
two. Yeah. So,
but the number one cause of divorce, right?
What?
Marriage.
All right, man.
Hey, you got a pimp on here now. I'm playing some pimp shit.
Hold on. Check this out. What you think about that term alpha female though? They be you throwing this shit around like crazy.
Well, let's go back to the red pill question, right?
Yeah.
Men, the biggest problem men make is that they meet a woman and they put the pussy on the pedestal. You got to take the coochie off the pedestal because the vagina is very powerful, right? Everybody love vagina because we all came from one. That's our first home. We stayed 9 months in that motherfucker. You understand what I'm saying? We love the vagina, but the problem is when you put the coochie on the pedestal, you can't deal with a woman metric to metric, apple to apple, orange to orange. So everything get distorted. And then she understand that she can weaponize her vagina. So when you take a woman to the movie, the first thing she say is, I'm going to pay you with coochie. You take her, get something nice, she going to pay you with coochie. You do something nice for her, she pay you with coochie. Now, coochie becomes the part of the relationship. And then as soon as she get mad, what she do? She weaponize the coochie and you don't get no coochie. You understand what I'm saying? So what we got to do is that's what pimps do. Pimps say, we're not 10 under the zipper. You understand me? We said we don't let our little head beat our big head. That's the first training that you got to get as a pimp. You got to learn how to control your little head.
I love this.
And B.B. King say, if you give a woman sex, right? After you give a woman sex, just like B.B. King say, then the thrill is gone.
The thrill gone.
You know what I'm saying? If you can try you before she buy you, then there's no, and that goes in a square relationship too, Mike. Think about it. If the first thing you do is have sex with a woman when you first meet her, guess what you're doing? You're devaluing the relationship because now she think that you're gonna do that with every woman that you see. Right. But if you hold your sex and you hold your penis and you don't allow yourself to be 10 under the zipper, guess what?
She gotta come another way.
The value, your value goes up. That's how you become a high value man, by not allowing yourself to let the coochie weaponize you because you cannot beat the coochie. So it feels too good.
I gotta ask you, you ever loved any woman?
Yeah, I mean,
he said he was in love.
But hold on, let me put this to you.
Yes, put it to me.
So remember I told you I said I had problems all the time.
Right, that's right. Yeah.
So when I had my daughter, I was 31. So when I had my first daughter, Kiki, right? That's when I first experienced love, right? So love to me is like a thermometer or a thermostat. It goes up and down. It's degrees of love. You know what I'm saying? When I love my daughter, I kiss on the forehead because I love her. Right. My son, me and him, we shake. You know what I'm saying? A woman, you know what I'm saying? I might tell her I love the things that she do for me.
Maybe I'm in love then. Maybe
I can't say that love is something that that ever really. I'm a work in progress. I have never really had love like how y'all, squares, how y'all define it, right? You know what I'm saying? Because some of y'all, man, y'all love start with y'all penis.
Simp.
You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Y'all lame man niggas. I ain't never loved like y'all.
man, no.
So what I'm hearing right now is you're talking about masculinity and structure. You're not talking about exploiting in this moment. What you're saying to me, like so as a square. All right, I ain't have no heart to pimp. Like I knew it. I like fucking. I sell a little dope, make a little money, so I figure this rap shit out. That's my mind. But a girl named Cash, and I got to say wherever you at, thank you, Cash. I pick up, drop off at the strip club. We'll have smoke some dope, have some fun, fuck a little bit. But at the end of the night, Cash should give me some money, like whatever she done made.
You a little fake pimp?
Well, I didn't know what it was. I ain't holding up him, but I knew that she was seeing me in a role. I knew she saw me as protected. But Cash is a big part of the reason I got a record deal. Big and Dre they from the South Side. They don't party in Decatur. I was from the West, but my mom lived in Decatur, so I was trapping a little on the West in Decatur. I had made enough friends where I used to go to Jazzy T's. Dorman knew me. So exactly. Big hits me and said, hey man, we want to go to Jazzy T's. You know what about out there? I said, I got you. I called Cash. I said, hey man, I'm gonna come out there and bring you out. Cash said, get some girls together. Y'all just give them a great time. You know what I mean? Man, took them boys out there, gave them a great time, went back that night. And first time he let me rap on a record, literally life started changing because of a woman who
vagina, the power of the vagina.
Exactly.
Go back,
exactly. But
go back to the vagina.
But I knew I wasn't gonna be with Cash. Cash knew I wasn't gonna be with her. But I tell people a lot of times, hoes are generous people. That's why they make good nurses and nursery school teachers. And I ain't saying all nursery school teachers. But she was really wholesome and wanted to caretake me and see me. But she knew she wasn't going.
But the biggest thing in the game and with most interviews, everybody asks a pimp, do they love a hoe?
Yeah.
But they never ask a hoe, do she love a pimp? And the answer is no. And you say, why? Because Mike, if your wife went out there and danced, if your wife went out there and sold her body, do she love you?
She can't love me.
She can't love me. That's what I'm saying. You love woman, and you love what you do. You understand what I'm saying? So they always get mad at the pimp.
I can't let her love me.
But see, this is the biggest problem about society. Society, when they look at hoes, they think about their little girls.
Yeah.
They think about their sisters and their daughters and shit. But they don't know a hoe is the most ruthless and the most. I mean, how many? It's 80% of the hoes out here now don't even have a pimp.
Iceberg Slim's book he talked about when he got older. Had a bad one and talked about her coming to him saying a younger pimp that he helped groom took her. She chose up.
Yeah.
And man, he talked about how fucked up how bad it fucked him up. Cause pimps in a lot of ways to me, y'all align with women and y'all very ego based. Y'all understand looks, y'all understand perception, and sometimes that can get fragile. One of them old countrymen work hard. You might have $1 million bank. He don't give a fuck what you think about what he went. He was overall. But a pimp, you got to see him right.
Job.
Yeah. So Iceberg talked about he went and hired 2 other hoes. The girl walked in the door. And with the other pimp talk, and he got the other girls doing his nails and in silk garments and shit. He putting on, because even in her exiting, he understands I got to make the best presentation of me possible. And it's obviously the girl don't love him shit. She done chose to go another way. But say, boy, he stood so cold on it. When she got out the door, she turned around and say, no, Dad, I'm sorry. And in that moment, though, back to the stoicism, his ego could have chosen and said, Mama, take the little bitch back. And she'd have been gone 2-3 days later. But he froze and went cold on her and let her go. Swiff is a person I've seen be like this with women. Like, women give Swiff too much, then hey, I heard my friend and mentor, who I wouldn't compare to a pimp, but John Hope Bryan says the minute son get him distress, he cutting it off. He ain't gone. The first person I ever heard say some stuff like that was a pimp, was a player. But I've heard other men say it, but they didn't mean it. So when you say hoes don't love, that might be potentially true because...
Think about it like Wall Street, right?
Yeah.
Women, in any capacity, it's like stock. If the stock drops, you got to drop the stock.
Gotcha. You can't drop all the stock though, can you? You got your mamas, you got your...
But see, mama ain't a hoe.
And now, some mamas want hoes. This new generation.
We're gonna never look at mama now as hoes and bitches. But you got to understand
that Freaknik pictures is out.
Yeah, but the hoe, right?
Yeah,
is the Freaknik bitch. so the Freaknik bitch, she fucking and sucking everybody for nothing.
Yeah.
Only thing the pimp do is give her a value proposition. Say, hey, hold on, wait a minute.
Yeah,
you're doing all this for free. Let me show you how to do it for a fee.
Yeah. Now we can't do that no more though.
No, it's human trafficking. But let me tell you something that you're putting. Let me tell you.
I ain't gonna let my nigga go to jail.
No. What they don't understand, I never really, after I got the game, I didn't sell pussy. I sold pussyality.
Okay, what's pussyality?
Pussyality is when you teach a woman how to break a man with never touching him.
So that's what's going on OnlyFans and the internet right now.
Yeah, that's
you was ahead of your time.
Yeah. So I have my bitches go into the VIP room or Nikki's or the Gentleman's Club or something. I'm just using that because we know those clubs.
Yeah, we know those clubs.
And they would go in the club, and when they go in the club, they would get the trick back there and get him drunk. And then when he buy him some wings, she asked him, can he get a tip? She'll write $800 on the gratuity.
Gotcha.
And that's how my hoes was getting their money. I made millions of dollars, not selling pussy. You know what I'm saying? I mean, then
selling the idea of pussy.
The conception, like if you went into VIP with one of my hoes back in the day, right? She gonna be like playing with her coochie. She gonna tell you to jack your dick off. She gonna do everything she can to make you get pussyality.
Yeah, I got you.
You know what I'm saying? The mentality of pussy.
So that's what's happening now. How do men who would have been tricks then prevent themselves from being, or do they? Because when you look at it, essentially, you saying a whole trade through federal law has been wiped out with pimping and now comparable to human trafficking. But when you look at things like OnlyFans, you look at things like the IGs and stuff, what I see is women selling the idea of you can have sex with me for money. So prostitution is very much alive. Should prostitution be legalized? And should you guys be brought back in the game like sports agents almost?
Have you ever been to New Birth?
New Birth Baptist Church?
Yeah.
I've been to a few churches.
So Sister Johnson, right? Yeah. Sister Johnson for New Birth, right?
Yeah.
She's on Instagram. She ain't got no panties on. She's showing her. She ain't getting no money.
I seen this.
Hold on.
No, I ain't talking about the pastor wife. I'm talking about Sister Johnson. This is a made up name. Jane Doe.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Sister Johnson don't exist. But I'm saying you got women in all the churches now. Yeah. You got pastor wives and everybody else doing more than everything for a little bit of nothing, right? And the problem with that is, you understand me? 30 years ago, those would have been considered the scums of the earth. They would have been the hoes, the tramps, and all that stuff. Now, the tramps and the hoes are the good girls.
It's cool when they do it.
Now it's always been like that. I'm a boy raised in church. If you go to Pentecostal church, a lot of them wouldn't be fine. They have 8, 7, 9
but they weren't
kids.
dressing like that.
No, well, I'm not saying how they were dressing. I'm saying the skirts was tight. They had a bunch of kids and everybody have the same
but they trying too hard.
But I'm saying social media brought the truth out on everybody.
I agree.
So how many, like them white boys, right? Perfect example. The red pill niggas, right? The crackers, right? You know what I'm saying? So look what they doing. All of them is pimping. Guess what book they use?
What?
Pimpology. Go in there, they're gonna tell you, read Pimpin Ken book, Pimpology.
Yeah.
This book is made so millions of copies because of them white boys.
So
because they using my stuff. But if I use it and I do the same thing, they gonna give me life.
Well, what's gonna get us right though? Because right now, man, beyond the pimp and hoe game, even I believe we losing the man-woman game. Like the black community doesn't see as men and women as united now.
So we're gonna have a serious conversation, right?
Yeah, like you know what you say. I'm a fan of the villain in movies. I'm a fan of Magneto because I understand, man, that once you've been through a Holocaust, you can't trust the world won't do it again. So Magneto is vehement about I kill all humanity before I let you kill another mutant. When you look at pimps as villains, and everybody looked at pimps as villains one time. The drug dealers didn't like the pimps, so they thought they was gonna steal their sisters. The hardworking men didn't like the pimps because they want to save the hoes from the pimps, but the hoes was in the hoes. You know what I'm saying? Like the pimp was nobody loved the pimp. But the thing that was interesting to me is that the bottom women.
But you know that's not true though. That's not true.
So give me the truth.
That's not true, Brother Mike, because prior to 1960, everybody loved the pimp.
Okay, talk to me.
Because look up the original word of pimp. I mean, debonair, nice dresser.
Yes, sir.
A man, a Renaissance man.
Yes, sir.
So when they put out black exploitation films like Superfly, The Mag.
Yeah.
Bitch, I slap you down.
Yeah.
Dynamite.
That's what turned it.
That's what I go back to what I was telling you with
the whole point,
the
right.
crack
Hollywood, right.
and it was always Hollywood.
You don't think The Mac was a good movie? Just asking.
No, we loved all the movies, but I'm trying to tell you that the black man get the negative depiction, but nobody ever tell you about
The Godfather's considered one of the...
The Brothers, the white people, the Italians on there, they were the first pimps.
Yes.
They was considered men around. They were gentlemen. You know what I'm saying? Dennis Huff, the Bunny Ranch, on Pimp Up Hold on American Pimp. These were the ones that was getting all the money. Black men, the first time a black man ever would have anything close to pimping was in slavery. So in slavery, this is something that you might want to really just pay attention to.
Talk to them.
So in slavery, right, the white man used to rape the white women. That's how you get so many mulatto, light-skinned kids, right? So
used to rape the black women.
The black women, they used to rape the black women. So they would take the black women out of the house and take them into the barnyard and rape them.
Yeah.
And then they give them a pork chop. So the brothers was like, next time you go in there with Master and he do that thing he doing to you, get 2 pork chops.
Gotcha.
So that system of manipulation started with slavery. So you seen a lot of people after 1865 when Lincoln allegedly emancipated the black man. You see a lot of brothers driving horsey backs and carriages, and a lot of people thought they was driving Miss Daisy.
Yeah.
They was pimps.
Gotcha.
They went from horsey backs to Cadillacs. Gotcha. You see what I'm saying? so this was the system that came. It was just another hustle that a black man used to survive because he know that the white man got an insatiable appetite for the black woman. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He loved the black woman. And then you can
look at George Bush when he next to Condoleezza Rice. It'd be like it'd be a beautiful sight to see.
But look at Hollywood.
Really? Pull up a picture of George Bush and Condoleezza Rice and him next to Michelle Obama.
Brother Mike, let's go back to Hollywood. Hollywood is what? Complicit. You see so many interracial relationships. Yeah. They're telling the truth. I mean, so all you got to do is watch Hollywood and watch what the media is. Brother Van Jones, you know him. He said 4 levels of power. He said the first power is media.
Yeah.
He said whoever control the media control the people. He said the next one is politics. You know what I'm saying? That's Washington, D.C. The media is Hollywood. Yeah. Then he said Silicon Valley. And then he said ultimately it's Wall Street. Those 4 pillars of power. So all of them is powerful. But the most powerful out of all of them is the media. Yeah. The minute President Trump said that he wanted to go steal the oil, he called a man a drug dealer. Yeah. Why would he sell drug dealer? He got $4 trillion worth of oil.
Yeah.
I mean, it don't even make sense. They said Saddam Hussein had weapons of mass destruction, but Colin Powell made an open confession, said there was no weapon of mass destruction. And then they apologized. They went and got Noriega, said Noriega was a drug man, but they really wanted the Panama Canal. So this is the playbook that they've been playing, and these are the things that the media do. You know what I'm saying? They are agents of provocateurs. Gotcha. They are propaganda machines. They lay that blueprint, so that's where all this coming from, man.
Let me bring it back down low, because you're a brilliant man in that you're able to understand things even on the global level. Mm-hmm. So you understand the power of propaganda and what it does, and everything from turning laws over in the United States to internationally being able to go in and kidnap a president and his wife out their own country. Your emotional restraint, as I read about stoicism and learn more about it, is a product of what they're talking about. You have the ability to put logic over emotion that I think a lot of men are missing in these days. When we talk about men being raised in single parent households or by women, a woman's gonna be a woman. A woman, my mother was highly emotional. She was hot or cold. My father's the person sit me down and kind of first tell me, hey, if your mother does this or this, maintain. My grandmother, man, I go into my grandfather and tell my grandfather, man, I don't know why you let her get away with this. She knows she wrong. He said, just be quiet.
Well,
just
woman is an incubator.
She can't argue by herself. What has allowed you to get sharp enough that you don't get bothered to the point you become violent and send yourself to prison the rest of your life?
A woman is an incubator, right? If you give her food, she gonna give you what? A meal. Uh-huh. You give her a house, what she gonna give you? A home. You give her sex, what she gonna give you?
A baby.
Right? You give her you cheat on, what she gonna give you?
Kill you.
She gonna
give you another nigga, baby.
She gonna give you hell. Yeah. So a woman is a reflection. See, men are actors, women are reactors. See, you got to be the message that you bring. You know what I'm saying? You got to be a man. You got to be a man of principle. You know what I'm saying? And once you have principle, you got to forever live according. So the Honorable Noble Drew Ali, when he was teaching us about the woman, he had a woman in his hand. He called her humanity because the woman is the first teacher, right? You know what I'm saying? She raised the child. If the woman smoke weed, the baby gonna become a weed head. The woman drink, the baby will have alcohol poison, right? So you got to make sure that you put the right things in your woman. You got to have a woman that match your rhythm. Elijah Muhammad said you want a woman that's 7 years your junior because women are more intelligent than men. See, it's 3 things that all men should learn. That's EQ, IQ, and AQ. IQ is intelligent quotient. EQ is emotional quotient. AQ is adaptability quotient. The woman is the most powerful when it comes to the EQ. See, that's your emotion. That's why I say don't never let your EQ supersede your IQ. Don't let your emotion supersede your intelligence. And one of the reasons why, you know, you train yourself and you discipline yourself to be emotionally controlled because everybody knows that's really in the game know that you can't win an argument with a woman.
I'm a working man.
Right.
I just came home. Cheeto and bologna sandwich on the counter. It ain't even mine because I hear something going on in the bedroom. My old lady who I work supporting these babies is knocking down a nigga I know, the weed man. I got my pistol on my pocket. What does Ken say to me in that moment? I call him and say, "Big bro, I can't believe it."
Give her a Chinese name, Wang Gong, Su Wang. Because, hey, like I said, man, hey, look, man, you like who like you, man. You know what I'm saying? You want your woman, as Goldie like to say, love you like she loved Chris Brown and Trey Songz. You know what I'm saying?
I'm a lit nigga, man. I done sold all the dope I could sell. I got on all the chain. My jewelry real, man. I see her in the club, man. She done chose up this sucker with fake ass jewelry on. His car ain't even real. His Benz you, and now all my partners giggling at me.
Because you know what? A woman gonna lead you in the mind before she leaves. She was already gone. It ain't even to do with the jury on. They lead you in the mind.
Right.
Women lead you mentally before they lead you physically.
Yeah.
All you gotta do is you could tell when your woman. This. Any man out there that wants some game and this free game. If you want to know anything about anybody, study their patterns. If a dude shake your hand like this all the time, and all of a sudden he don't shake your hand, something is wrong with that picture. You know, if a woman, you know, sucking on you every day and holding you and telling you she love you every day, and you come on, she's not being the same person, something wrong with that picture. You study patterns. That's why, as the leader of the hip hop fraternity, that's why it's so hard for the brothers to penetrate me, because I can tell when the brother is falling out of rank. I can tell when the brother ain't solid no more.
Your older people in your family tell you put your wife first, put your children before yourself. It's suffering your mental and your physical health, but they telling you that as a man, that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to work hard as a country music.
Self-preservation.
Talk to me about that.
If me and a woman's together, right? And if she fight, I'm gonna fight.
Yeah.
If she hungry, I'm gonna feed her, right? If she jump off the bridge, I'm gonna go to her funeral. You know what I'm saying? Hey man, go bye, bitch. You know what I'm saying? What you want? Flowers, white or red, but I'm not jumping off no goddamn bridge. Damn. So you know what I'm saying? You know, if you gonna put somebody before yourself, then use a damn fool. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you think I'm lying? Get on a plane, go to Germany, and the lady gonna come in and she said, if in case of emergency, put the mask on yourself first.
Yeah. Before your child.
Before your child, because you can't possibly help somebody if you ain't together. Right. You can't control a woman if you can't control yourself. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's what leadership is about. You got to be able to make sure that you understand what you got going on before you can tell somebody else to do what you got going on.
So let me ask you this. Like rappers have beef. Do pimps have beef? Like, do y'all?
We call it roasting.
Okay.
So we roast each other. Like, okay. I might be like, nigga, you ain't really pimping, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, you been in the mustard too long. Nigga, you need to catch up, nigga. And that bitch of yours, she stay out of pocket. You know what I'm saying? Right. Matter of fact, nigga, I had to wipe the bitch eyeballs off my motherfucking forehead the other day. You know what I'm saying? So that's how we talk.
Y'all ain't never really mad at each other, though.
What we call, when the pimps that do that, we call them McGilla gorillas.
I'm just saying these rap niggas want to shoot each other.
Because
let me interject
That's
something,
what
because
I'm
I
asking.
think there's something to learn in the realm of masculinity from that. Because I seen, so we were talking off camera about pool hall culture. The way we got introduced in Atlanta and during my generation, I'm a 50-year-old man now, to pimps and players and macs and hustlers and drug dealers. You hung at the pool hall, right?
Or the barbershop.
Yep, right up. No, the pool hall specifically.
Yeah, it was something
the
different.
barbershop you could see it, but the pool
That's where
hall,
all the players
you
was.
could sit exactly. It was like being in a players executive meeting. And if you shut the fuck up, okay, halfway play some pool, you mess around and pick up on some real game. Now the drug dealers I noticed would talk about hurting and killing each other. They'll be in there, they was younger, they was a little flashy and shit. Yeah, man, I see that nigga, that fuck nigga. And they would argue about and over women. Pimps would have these cool conversations where I could tell even if they didn't like each other, there was certain respectability. Who set up those rules? Because from what I understand,
way back in the 50s. So it was a group.
Because y'all not even supposed to touch and fight in.
No, it's a non-contact sport. So it was a group of pimps back in the day, right?
Yeah.
And they did a little thing. They said, man, listen, if your bitch look at me, she out of pocket. Because the only way I can the only way we know that if our woman is out of pocket or this woman is out of pocket, she doing something out of order, if she look at me.
She looking at me.
So she hold her head down. And she looked up, then that's our way of knowing that woman want to be with us, right? You know, we say, women don't talk to other guys, girls, because you know what I'm saying? Guys are sending their girls out there to try to knock your girl because we don't have no crack. Ain't no weed in the pimp game. Only crack is the crack between the whole back. You know what I'm saying? I mean, so we ain't selling that crack, ain't no crack. So the woman is the hustle. So, you try to protect yourself. And then the fighting thing is that we got to have a gentleman's game. You know what I'm saying? I mean, after so long, they realized that the women never belong to the pimp. They belong to the community. What do that mean? That means that a woman can choose up on Mike, and I can't do nothing about it. I can't argue. He called me, he give me a phone call. He said, man, I'm gonna serve your news, let you know I'm blowing your fuse and putting your bitch up under some new rules. And all I gotta do is accept that. You know what I'm saying? I can't trip on him. And that's when you get the degrees again, you accept that. But when the dudes first come in, they don't want to accept that. They trying to have fights and shoot out, and then dudes say, man, we ain't hang with him no more. He ain't one of us.
Yeah.
And that's how they know if a dude could stomach that. If he could take, a licking and keep on ticking, if he could take a knocking and keep on rocking, then that's cool.
I'm gonna go home and talk this shit to my wife.
So what was some of your...
I'm talking rappers just like this.
So pimps now, I believe a lot of times blacks not good at crime because we not organized. Mm-hmm. What you just helped me understand is pimps have an order, a social order in the organization. What's some of your personal order that kept? Because I'm sure when you have more than one woman, it gets a little more complex. What are rules that I'm not saying I want you to tell anybody how to be a pimp, but what would you tell a regular or a square man in terms of a set of rules that he needs to live by with his one woman or a couple of women? Because a lot of times square men might have 1+1.
Well, first of all, you know what I'm saying? No man should deal with no woman that don't respect, him at all. And you should your woman, if you call your woman at 4:00 in the morning, you say, I got an idea, or she hang up, that's not your woman.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? I always tell men, don't lead with sex. Let sex be the last option. You know what I'm saying? Because a woman needs to get to know you and get to feel you and get to understand you. And then you got to have principles. So principles are like things that don't never change. In the alphabet, you got A, B, C, D, right? You can always spell cat, C-A-T, and dog, D-O-G. Those are principles in the alphabet community. Numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Those things never change. Well, you got to have principles like, I don't smoke weed. I don't mess with squares. I don't mess with square women. You know what I'm saying? I don't do this. I don't do that. And those principles are what a woman gonna look at. Now, the minute you deviate, as Goldie like to say, and you drive, you got the car, she gonna grab the wheel because she see you about to crash anyway. Right. You can't tell a woman you're gonna do something and don't do it because she's gonna remind you. She gonna say, you remember you said when we were sitting there with Big Mike at the at the thing, the podcast, you remember you said this? And then you're gonna be like, and then that's when she gonna start, the respect gonna decline. Can
lost respect be regained? And again, I'm not talking about pimps. I'm talking about square, regular dudes.
Well, I'm just gonna talk some philosophy with y'all. So
yes, sir.
My philosophy is that, like, right, if Pimpin ever disrespect me, right, I'm not gonna give him a second chance to fuck with me because I know that the disrespect gonna get even more intense.
Yeah.
Because the fact that I let him get away with it, then he ain't gonna respect me. That's probably what you heard Iceberg Slim say. He was cold-hearted. Because you learn after a while through trial and error that you can't just let people get away with certain things. You know what I'm saying? It's like, most people that come to me and they overzealous and they over, complimentary, you know what I'm saying? I don't trust those people.
Right.
Because, most people start at your feet and end up at your throat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
that.
So a lot of times they'll shake your hand, but in the other hand, they got a knife. Malcolm X said they stick the knife in your back. He said, you might as well keep it in my back because you ain't gonna do nothing but twist it when you try to take it out. You know what I'm saying? So these are just basic things that you got to understand. You just got, and women, you have to, and this ain't got to do with no pimping. Women, you have to be mysterious. You have to create distance and scarcity amongst a woman. You cannot let a woman be around you all day, every day, because she's going to become bored with you. You know what I'm saying? And you cannot let a woman I hit home.
You can hit home run, goddamn it.
No, but that's different.
Mike,
Keep
talking.
Keep talking.
But these are just certain things. Then you don't never argue with a woman. You cannot win an argument with a woman.
Okay, that's so give me that.
Because think about it. If you're going back and forth, then what I'm saying, it's a challenge.
Yeah.
Right? When
you actually making yourself equal. Now, I'm saying this based on the Bible, not no pimping. I need y'all to know. So there's an old verse in the Bible: the head of Christ, the head of God is Christ, the head of man is Christ. I mean, the head of God is the head of Christ is God, head of man is Christ, the head of woman is man. So old preacher said stuff. But I just say that because it seems to me when you argue with your woman, then Christ ain't arguing with God. It's following the order of God. You shouldn't be arguing with somebody you're supposed to be
here's a better tactic.
If you argue.
If you and your woman get to argue.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, motherfucker, and you just sit there, you look at the bitch like she crazy. She gonna like, oh, you don't understand what I'm saying? Oh, I love you, nigga. Why you acting like that? She gonna start filling in the blanks, right? She gonna answer her own question because she can't engage you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And this is how a woman usually start an argument. It's like a plane. How you doing today, Mike? I'm all right. Did you go to the garage? Yeah, I went to the garage. And then she say, okay, who's that bitch, Niecy? That's the name of the play. And then we not as sharp as women. Man cannot cheat, respectfully, right? Because every man, a woman to say some shit like this, she say, Mike. He said, yeah. He said, where you went? I went to Walmart. She said, I heard the traffic was really bad. Mike, yeah, that shit was bad as a motherfucker. You a motherfucker lying, nigga. I just made that shit up. You know what I'm saying? That's how women are more manipulative and more skillful than us in lying. We are the poor lie, and we can't cheat. How many niggas could just go to a woman's house and just get the coochie and run? We get the coochie, we want something to eat, we sitting up there, we playing NBA 2K, and now, you understand me, we got the broad number, we texting her back and forth, she's sending us naked pictures, we go to sleep, and so happy we on Instagram, we leave our phone up here.
Man,
and it's World War III.
Listen,
So let me ask
I've said all this shit. I feel like I'm a pimp.
You dress for it with the jacket.
I'm just saying. We have these talks, man.
So Swift is Cleveland or Midwestern,
Swift,
but
yeah.
definitely Swift is Swift. He lives a very stoic life to me. And again, as I read the stoicism stuff, man, about like why is controlling yourself around women a form of power? When you think about the stories in the Bible, I can remember as a kid that first jumped out to me, the Adam and Eve story. And I'm not placing blame or fault, but I am saying that Adam knew he was not supposed to do what he and Eve ended up doing. When you look at the story of Samson and Delilah, Samson was given specific instructions as to not who to do, and he pillow talks with Delilah. When you look at David and Bathsheba, David had a wife, David had a friend. David lusted and envied his friends for his wife. His friend went to the front line and died for him. David ended up marrying Bathsheba. God cursed the first child died. Went on to build a hell of a lineage. But when you think about, man, you turned your back on your boy. You know what I'm saying? So the Bible kind of warns of, and people tend to frame it of women being a conduit for evil or wrong. But no, it really is us succumbing to our lust, our love, our desires as men. We don't stay on force. So why is controlling yourself around women a form of power that pimps seem to have and refine?
Because you're the leader.
Gotcha.
See when you see the God,
so regular men,
but God was not mad at Adam because he bit the apple.
Yeah.
He was mad at Adam because he let the woman control him. That's why the first chapter is called what, Swift?
Genesis.
The fall of man. That's the first story. The fall of man.
Yeah.
What is man? Man is the spirit, right? So a woman, think about a woman like this, and think about the Adam and Eve story like this. So the feminine, the woman is the subconscious mind. The serpent is the conscious. Your conscious always like, hey man, go rob that bank. The snake said, hey Eve, go do this, right? This is the legend, this is what the Bible said. So the subconscious respond to the conscious. Once it get in your subconscious through repetition, your subconscious act upon your conscious. Now man is the spirit. Once the conscious act, what happened? The spirit falls, right? So it's called the fall of a man for a reason, but it also gives you a very interesting clue in there too. He said that he made woman from what? Man's rib.
Man, yeah.
What do that mean? That means that he made her as a helpmeet. See, a woman want a man that's doing something. If you ain't doing nothing, your woman ain't gonna respect you, homie.
So you
know
gotta have a mission, and the mission has to be the purpose.
The first job God gave man, the first order God gave man, commandment God gave was work. He said, be fruitful and multiply. That's a man gotta work. A man got to be doing something. That's why any woman that deal with me, she don't want to leave because I'm always doing something. I'm always elevating. I'm always reinventing myself. Hey, I'm 62, homie. You know what I'm saying? I live like I lived when I was 22. You know what I'm saying? I got business and all that shit, mansions. I've been doing that all my life because I know that is the premise of having a woman in pocket. You got to keep yourself in pocket. You got to keep winning. Mike gonna always be good by his woman because he's always doing something. He's always elevating. Any man that do something gonna get the respect of his woman, because if not, she's gonna take the wheel because she know you about to crash. And that's what the Adam and Eve story is all about.
About to crash.
No, but listen.
I got you right.
The Adam and Eve story is all about a man having accountability.
Yes.
Being an actor and not a reactor. You're reacting, Adam, to this female. The woman that you gave me deceived me. It wasn't an apple, it was her pussy. He bit her pussy.
Put it up on the pedestal.
Hey, well, y'all but them new birth folk gonna hit me now. Say talking about pussy. Hey,
well, tell them to hit me.
Yeah.
Come on, Jamal, I'll talk to you, brother.
So I got you in a room full of brothers, and I'm saying 1 to 10. Give me the importance on the scale. Controlling yourself around women. 1 to 10. In terms of how important is it to do it? From a 1 being the least important to 10 being
from 1
most
to
important.
10, man, you got to be at the 10.
You got to be at a 10 to control yourself. Why is it so hard for men to say no, and why are we constantly chasing validation?
Well, because we got abandonment issues, human nature. You know what I'm saying? You know, when you grow up and you have a baby, your mom have a baby, and then you have a little brother. Mm-hmm. You get pushed to the side. Gotcha. You went from got Google
By
baby,
default.
so yeah, you get abandoned. So you know we don't want that abandonment.
So in a square marriage, would you advise a man to keep a mission, stay mission minded, stay about it, and would you advise a woman to, in a motherly like way, make sure you are crediting him, giving him attention, giving him encouragement? Would that make for a good square marriage?
Well,
like if you giving some squares.
Marriage is weird because people marry for different reasons. People marry for money. People marry for sex.
Well, let's say one's married for the illusion of love. I think I love this person, and they coming to you. They done met with the preacher, so then they get to sit with the pimp and say, "Hey, man, we want to avoid breaking up." What advice would you give us?
Well, the best thing I can tell anybody is to work as a team. You know, I mean, teamwork makes the dream work. That's the old saying, and that's true. You know what I'm saying? I mean, when you and your woman. That's the word. Remember I said your rhythm got to match her rhythm. When y'all rhythm match, like who like you. Yeah. Do work with people. See, your frequency is what you frequently see. Yeah. So if your woman is your frequency, then you're going to frequently see her. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of the things that you got to do. Y'all got to have common goals, share common ideals, and that's how y'all gonna get to the best in that relationship. But the minute, you know what I'm saying, you go that way and she go that way, y'all already separated.
Is there a way to maintain authority between men and women in a relationship without ever having to use force?
Well, the Bible said, bow down to your men, right? Tell the women about, women get that, they think it means bow down and be a slave. No, what that means is submit to his ideals.
Oh, wow. So you said submit to ideals.
Submit to ideals and principles,
Exactly,
not to a man.
Gotcha.
And women got that, you know, it's like he said, it said, love your wife like Christ loved the church.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, so love your wife like Christ loved the church. That's a hell of a statement, bro.
Right.
But you understand me? When we say, the woman submit to your man.
Yeah.
They got a problem with that. We got to love her like Christ loved the church. All you got to do is submit to our will, to our ideals.
Right.
And a lot of women don't understand that. And you know, the Bible got over. You know, it's you know, King James had a Bible. Ever since King James, they got the New Testament and the Old Testament.
Right.
You know, religion and all that stuff, man, is good for people because, as Karl Marx said, it's the opium of the people. You know, people need that. People need religion. We're not knocking religion. You know what I'm saying? I mean, people need camaraderie. That's why people join gangs. You know, so
I look at another thing that I think that as you know, I consider I'm you know, if I ain't a lame, I'm trying to live and look like one because lames live longer. Right?
You lame.
I can be that. I definitely saw Square live longer, but man, I admire the way, like, you know, that uncle that dresses up. That gets booted and suited with
I'm a square too.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
that?
You know what I'm saying? Hey man.
but guess what? I'm a hip square.
I'm hip. That's what we going to. Like looking at you right now. Yeah, I see by your jacket. You look like you going to jail.
You lame square, y'all can do it. I'm pimping.
But man, you've always had a timeless fashion. Like you suited and booted. It's never too much, always enough. I would man, I'd push it.
In these Cardis.
You know what I'm saying?
These real diamonds.
The
Cardis, yeah, Cardis. Real diamonds.
And I know the ring, beautiful custom.
Everything custom. I don't wear nothing in the middle of the mall.
I got to get you introduced to my man Stacks in Miami. Y'all do some beautiful work together. But man, you, how important is it for young men to understand that you need to have a good suit? You need to know how to wear.
Can I give it to you in the context of the hip hop fraternity?
Please, sir.
So the reason why I started hip hop fraternity because I wanted to teach African American men what autonomy looked like. Right? Everybody always, you know, Dr. Clyde Anderson talk about ownership, and everybody always talking about they own and stuff, but they really don't own nothing. Right? You know, you got deals with record labels, and the record label own the company. You just got a deal. You're an extension of the company. So when we started hip hop fraternity, we had HHF Radio, HHF Magazine, HHF Awards, which you just posted on your
Yep. I'm nominated for one.
So we nominated you. We got I built my own social media app.
Yeah.
You know, because I'd seen Mark Zuckerberg did it. So why do I want to be on Mark Zuckerberg app when I can build my own app? It cost us $700,000 to build it. We got 23 coders. You know what I'm saying? It do everything the app. And then inside that app, we build a distribution so you'll be able to sell your music on our app.
Yeah.
Like artists will be able to come and sell their music on our app. So we did that, you know, and that's what a man look like. A man is independent, upright, and fearless. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he make his own decision. He moved to his own tone. Like all y'all can hate on me in this room. I'm still gonna stay purpose driven.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna let y'all deviate me from my purpose, right? And consistency and persistence wear down resistance. And that's what a man is, you know. And a man do not deal with dead weight. You know what I'm saying? I mean, dead weight. You know, the eagle, right? The eagle is the most profound of all birds, but when the eagle fly, his wings spread 9 feet. He's soar. When the eagle see a storm, the eagle go up into the storm, propel out of the storm so he can be at a higher altitude. An eagle see a pigeon, he fly away. The eagle do not deal with chickens. I ain't got nothing against chicken. I ate one today. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm cool with the chicken, right? But the chicken problem is that the chicken can't fly.
Yeah.
When eagles make love, they make love spinning in the air. You would never see an eagle and a chicken making love because the chicken can't even jump 3 feet. But the eagle's problem is when he see a weasel. The weasel tastes good. The eagle, love the way the eagle, the weasel tastes. He come down, he can see his prey 100 miles away. He go down, he grab the weasel, he put the weasel right here, like he do everything else. He ascend 10,000 feet, but descend 10,000 feet to his death because you know what? The weasel ate his chest out, ate his heart out, and that's what these weasel ass niggas will do. You know what I mean? That's why you gotta get rid of that dead weight, man. They eat your heart out, man. You gotta get, you got to learn to love yourself and be by yourself, man.
Weasel ass niggas.
Hey man, yeah, you got to self love is the best love, bro.
So in being by yourself, that's something else Sourcing talks about. That self accountability is something. The ability to be alone, the ability to develop oneself. Like I propose, man, that a lot of the potential in our community is being stolen away cheaply. If you a drug dealer, you could probably be a successful drug dealer. You could probably be a terrific businessman, but drugs stole you cheaply. If you're a pimp, you got the discipline and logic it takes to really ascend through life and to be a leader, but the game takes you away. You've escaped the game. You brought it to business. I'm glad. You always look like business. And I want to know for the young men out there, how important is it that we understand that what we look like matters?
Because it took me John Hope, your friend, right?
Yes, John Hope Bryant. Yeah.
See, John Hope Bryant. I watch him a lot, and Derek Whitehead, right? What we don't understand is that business is Latin, Greek, and French.
Uh-huh.
It's not the streets, it's not the same. So what do that mean?
Say that again. Business is not
Latin.
It's Latin, Greek, and French.
And guess what? Give you example. Do you have an LLC?
Yes, sir.
Do you have a C corporation?
Yes, sir.
Do you have an LLC? You have a C corp? Yep. So the average person, when you see them on the street, they say, I got an LLC. And they be so happy, right? But when you deal with banks, they want you to have a C corp. Because the C Corps allowed you to file under 1123, which can give you the ability to have multiple companies, which is children, which is called subsidiaries, right? When you look at Howard Schwartz, who owns Starbucks, he had multiple Starbucks. But when he went and he did his Dun & Bradstreet and he went and got a loan for the company, he got individual loans for each one of those companies. Now that's Latin, French, and Greek, right? So when you say I got a C corporation and not a LLC, that's French, Latin, and Greek. Why is it French, Latin, Greek? Because if you got a woman and she's beautiful, she got long, pretty hair. Well, if she black, she got long, pretty black hair. If she white, she got long, blonde hair, blue eyes. Or if she black, she got green eyes. You know what I'm saying? She got a big old monkey, look like a 38 between her pants. You understand what I'm saying? But guess what though? Yeah. Guess what she say? I want to be with you, Mike, but I'm limited. You don't want that limited bitch. You can't have no sex and no pussy. No, that's the limited. Well, that's how the banks look at you. You're limited. That's Latin, French, and Greek. So we got to understand business. We got to understand how to do a pitch deck. We got to understand, the different trends. Most people don't know what tokenization is or tokenomics is. People don't know what the blockchain is. They don't understand what a smart contract. They don't know what cryptography is.
I can't let you take me away though, from the look, Ken. You always show up sharp, and I feel that men have gotten away from that. And
the sharp.
Yeah, like you show, we know you sharp here, but our young men are walking around with masks on.
Let me tell you the real
some of the guys my age
walk room and shit.
No, Swift, this is the real reason why I dress sharp. But it became a habit. When I first started pimping, we used to always tell the hoes, I'm gonna give me some diamonds, I'm gonna give me a mink, I'm gonna give me a Rolls Royce, and that's how you sell the bitch the dream.
Okay.
So we sell the bitch.
She got a goal. I gotta get my man some diamonds.
So when I said I'm not selling no more dreams, I pull up the dream. I got the diamonds, the minks, the jewels, the clothes, and that's how it works in business. You don't try to tell somebody you want to open up a business, you want this. You come already prepared. You got the blue suit with the red tie. You know what I'm saying? You got the yacht mask on. You're talking. Yeah. I get this. This is CBS. This was a $250,000 deal.
Yes.
Boosie assigned to me. Did you know that?
No.
Ice-T assigned to me. I got both of them book deals in mine.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Shouts out to Boosie. And I'm glad Boosie didn't have to serve that time. Shouts out to Boosie.
And I took him up to Simon & Schuster, the biggest publishing company in the world. You understand me? Wow. And Boosie and Ice both will tell you, man, they never seen nobody operating from a business people like I did, because I learned how to speak French, Great Greek, and Latin.
Gotcha.
I learned you got to be able to speak the business. You got to be able to speak the king's language. You got to know how to dress.
Can't be limited.
And I learned that from pimping. So people that try to hate on pimping, that's what I said in the book. That's a good way to close. I said, pimp, learn how to pimp on everything just like you pimp on the hoe.
Amen.
So I learned how to pimp the game, right? And I learned how to how the game goes. So now it's hard for a record label to pimp me.
Yeah.
When I was doing all them albums, I was on 50 Cent album.
Yeah.
With Who Kid, Sabrina Baby Boy. I did 2 albums with Lil Jon. I did Pimp C, 5 Pimp C album, 5 Pastor Detroit album. And guess what? I kept all my publishing. I didn't let them people.
Yeah, they ain't let them buy you out.
Yeah.
Let me give you, because we got to bring it on to a close. But a couple things. Just first, thank you for being here and sharing the practical, real knowledge for everyday guys, not guys trying to get in the game or a pimp on the game that's been gone for a very long time now. You know what I mean? I want to thank you for being here. I want to ask you 2 things. We have 75% non-married mothers in our community. We have a large prison population and growing prison population, unfortunately, is growing. We have a homosexual population that's robust too. That really shrinks the amount of available men that are around to be good examples for young men that are currently being raised by single mothers. Do you see a world in Black people's future in this country where we will have to lend ourselves to polygamy, that one good man is shared from 1, 2, 3, 4 women, and they work as a team to provide some type of family structure for these kids?
Man, these niggas can't even handle one bitch. It's not gonna work because, hey man, just imagine a man trying to deal with 6 Black women. Hey man, they gonna be jam on him. They gonna be beating him up like Crips and Bloods. They gonna be gang banging on that nigga. That nigga ain't gonna make it, man.
So you're pro monogamy?
Nah, I'm pro polygamy. I can handle it.
Okay.
I had 16 bitches at one time. I can do it. But these niggas, hey man, these niggas ain't gonna throw rice in the Chinese wedding, man. These niggas ain't gonna bust a grape in one of the backyard. See, 16. I was on top of my game. You know what I'm saying? I stayed deep for like 6, 7 years. But I had a philosophy. I would tell this woman and that woman, you know what I'm saying, you my best friend. I tell you my best friend. I would make them work against each other. I'll pull up with a briefcase, with $100,000 in it. You know what I'm saying? And I'll have have another briefcase, a dummy briefcase behind me, and I would show the bitch the $100,000. She'll look at the $100,000. I tell her to go to the bathroom. She go to the bathroom. I put the dummy briefcase that she never seen, and I say, here, take this money, baby. You know what I'm saying? Take it to your house. I'll be back to get it in 6 months. You know what I'm saying? And all this time, this bitch, she thinking, damn, you got to have psychology to deal with these women, man. These niggas don't have psychology. They don't have no game. Game is a real thing. You know what I'm saying? Manipulation is real. Motherfuckers, if you ain't got game and you don't, man, you know how you should knock niggas bitches. And I'm gonna let y'all go on this one. I would tell my bitch, I would say, here, take this phone. I said, go holler at dude, bitch. You know what I'm saying? And tell her that, you know what I'm saying, your phone is dead. Give her a phone that don't work. You know what I'm saying? And she will let her use the phone. The bitch will call me. Now here it is, another nigga bitch calling me. So I got phone records of her calling me, and she tell her, you know what? My daddy just said he finna call your daddy and tell him that you been calling him. He said, so either choose up or let him bruise you up. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm saying all that to just tell you how deep the game is.
Yeah.
You got women. That's the only thing they're gonna be able to understand. You got to be a chess player. And the most powerful piece in the chess is Swift?
The goddamn queen.
No.
Not the king. The queen just can move.
It ain't the king either.
Who is it?
The pawn. You know why? The pawn is the only piece. Once you get in enemy territory, it can become a queen. You can have 4 queens just off 4 pawns.
Right. Gotcha.
You understand what I'm saying? So that just go to that's how deep the game of chess is, and that's what life is. Life is a checkerboard. You got to play chess and not checkers, right?
So in the name of making of man regaining their place, and it helps everybody if men regain their place. If masculinity is about responsibility and control, what's the first step you giving us as men as a challenge today to rebuild?
Keep your dick in your pants. Control your dick. You control your dick, you control the bitch. Hey, it's a mind game. Just imagine.
So fasting from sex the same way you would fast from food.
Let me tell you something. You know how powerful sex is, right?
How?
It's the most powerful stimuli known to man. Yeah. The way people, would you say stoicism? Stoicism. The way those people and other people, monks and all that shit, get powerful, they restrain from sex. If you can give your goals and desires and your belief the same energy that you have when you want to have sex, it's called sexual transmutation. If you can transmute your desire for sex for your desire to succeed, do you know how successful you'll be, brother? You know what I mean? Just imagine when you want some coochie. Just want to win like that and see what happens. And that's why most boss players understand that. That's why they don't leave. I know dudes I got a partner right now. He own like 7 clubs. He own a Hyatt. He used to be an ex-pimp.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you know, all he do is play golf. But this dude here, he got like 30-something chicks, man. He don't even touch them. You know what I'm saying? Imagine having 30-something chicks and be rich as he is, and he don't even have to touch them. Because he understands the power of the mind. See, if you get a woman mind, her body gonna follow.
Right.
But most dudes try to get the body and think that the mind gonna follow. I'm telling you, man, once a woman try you before she buy you, B.B. King said it, the thrill is gone.
I appreciate you, man. I appreciate it. I'd like to bring you back, talk more about this and beyond. You have many things going on in the community. One of them is
the hip hop fraternity. So I just want to let everybody know, if you want to go to hip hop, to go to hhfmedia.com. We got the HHF Awards. I'm inviting Swift. I'm inviting my man,
I'm coming.
Killer Mike.
We coming. I'm coming.
Yeah, so they coming. So I'm gonna get my drop. He gave me the drop at the BET Awards. You remember that? But you couldn't make it that time. But and also we just want people to know, man, that whatever your mind believe and conceive, it can achieve. A winner never quit and a quitter never win, right? And when it comes to women, men, and when it comes to men, women, just make sure, man, that y'all rhythm match. As long as the rhythm match, the relationship gonna be a great match. The worst thing that I think that ever was created, and the church gonna be mad at me for saying that, is that you can't have sex until you get married. Suppose she married somebody he ain't got a package for her. He ain't got no wood down there. You know what I'm saying? Is she unhappy?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You have to do it like Cassie, bring in some reserves.
So, but here's another thing. If don't talk about the old man, P. Diddy gonna be mad.
Hey man, free Diddy, man.
Hey man, that's my man.
Hey,
but just think
real.
about the other thing about it. If you get in her mind, your dick can be little as my finger.
Yeah.
And you can touch her, she gonna come.
Yeah, her finger make a shake. So if you got a shrimp, you ought to be able to...
What I'm saying, you don't even need if you get the mind.
Yeah.
A woman, most women who have some of the greatest experience in sex is those who are mentally into the guy.
Gotcha.
A guy can have a penis, it can be bigger than a horse dick.
Yeah.
But guess what? That ain't big enough. You know why? Because the baby come out that motherfucker.
That's real.
Yeah, that pussy is like this, man. Your dick ain't big as you think it is. Yeah. She playing with you.
It's the mind.
You know what I'm saying? So, but if she really like you, and she love your dirty draws, and she really into you, then it's a mental thing. Why do you think lesbian works? It works because these two women have mentally got into each other, and they can make each other calm just by touching each other. Yeah. Well, man can do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? It's just, society put those definitions on it. But in reality, man, just get in your woman head, make sure your woman rhythm match each other rhythm. Yeah. And the same thing for you sisters, and it's going to be okay.
Hey, man, I appreciate you so much for coming today. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, man, that's Conversate with Killer Mike, man. We don't know why Bello wasn't here today. Swift.
He didn't feel good.
Yeah, he didn't feel good. Swift was here today, man. We had Pimpin Ken.
He didn't want to talk that pimp shit.
It's been an amazing time because less about the pimp things and more about the things that we can learn from pimps, the players, and the Mac lifestyle to bring into the regular guy lifestyle to make you the leader you're supposed to be, the leader she want to be with, the leader your children deserve. You know what I mean? And the community cornerstone we need. And
they can get their tickets at hhfmedia.com. Hey. If you want to attend the award show April 4th at KOD, better known as the convention center over there in Forest Park, Georgia.
Yeah.
And go get my book, Pimpology, 48 Laws of Game. Just type in my name in the Audible and type in Pimpin Ken. You get this book and my other book, The Art of Human Chess. Thank you. And follow me on Instagram at Real Pimp Ken.
Love.
Thank you.
My name's Michael Render. They call me Killer Mike. And this is Conversate. I just want to conversate. I just want to conversate with you. I want to convert. Conversate's not a real word, but I encourage questioning. I want to encourage thought. I want to conversate. I want to have discussions with people that I may not agree with or that I may not understand and try to gain perspective. I think we all should be doing that. We all should be in talk. You know, we all should be in a constant state of talking, because that's what precedes organizing and mobilizing and revolutionizing and changing things. I believe in the power of conversation. I believe in Conversate. So I'm here to talk. I'm here to talk, and I'm here to listen and learn. And I'm here to have people impress upon me different ways and thoughts and mentality. I believe in conversation. I believe in jive, talking, and rapping. What they call it. I'm a rapper. I'm rapping. But before rappers were rapping over beats for money, I want to exchange some respect with one another. You know. So we're gonna conversate. We're gonna check it out. Yeah. Conversate with Killer Mike. Hey y'all got a question for my crew? You want to talk to me, Bear Swift, or anybody and ask them something? I want you to come check us out at conversatewithkillermike@gmail.com. Send your questions in, send your thoughts and concerns, and we're going to make sure we get them up online where it'll be discussed, talked about, and hey, we even might invite you on the show. Let's conversate.